Richard, it's a significant day for you here at World Wide Technology Raceway. And I asked you this earlier. You don't have a big history of running in Missouri back in the day, do you?
No, we really don't. I don't know if we're even running Illinois. Just NASCAR just never came in this particular area. So that's what's making this such a big deal. Is it's a brand new opening for us for the West, the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you figure if you look back at history and stuff, this was a jumping off place back in the 1880s or 90s when people started going west. And so NASCAR's jumping off here, hoping to get some more in the West. And we got so many fans out this way that have to drive, go a long way to see a race.
Mm-hmm.
They watch it on TV, listen to it. But it's one of the deals where they had the track, they had the fans, so NASCAR comes to them. It's not if you build a field, they will come. Well, they had the field already here, so we come. So here we are.
Why do you think that is? Because there's so many dirt tracks and small tracks in Missouri. Why do you think there's never been a St. Louis race?
Well, they finally got to Kansas City, I think.
Right.
But it's one of the deals that NASCAR, per se, got away from the dirt tracks, and I guess in 1971 or 72. And then they come back and started doing Bristol a couple times a year. But hopefully, they don't go back. That's too far back in history, especially with the new cars and stuff we got today.
Do you think that it's too far back in history just because of the technology? Is there a danger to it?
No.
Or is it good to have some parity?
No, it's the technology is what's changed everything. We started in 1949 with just a stock car. And we kept modifying it, and they finally ran out of things they couldn't modify anymore. So they just threw everything we had away and started in 2022 with a brand new design, brand new engine, brand new car, brand new wheels, tires. So all these boys are still learning. We just run 12 or 14 races, so people are still learning the car, what it can do and what they can get out of it.
Are you appreciative of what that has done to the crew chiefs, to just the crews in general, to the drivers? They do have to start over, and it's been great for the fans. We've seen some good parity, but what do you think the crews are going through?
Well, some of the guys adapt. It's like everything. Some people adapt to it quicker. Some people will never adapt to it, and then some people will take a long time to adapt. And then there's a few of them that just adapted right off the bat. And you got to figure that the majority of the guys that we got running today are 19, 20 years old to 25 years old. You know what I mean? And they come through running all kinds of different tracks and, started maybe in go-karts and worked their way up, so they finally made it to the big time. So they've come along and changed as they went along. So they're ready to change. You got some of these guys that probably 40, 50 years old that's running, and they're so used to doing what they're doing, kind of hard for them to adapt.
You're saying the Kevin Harvicks of the world, maybe the Martin Truexes, Kurt Busch.
It could be.
What about COVID changed things in the sense of video games became even more important to honing your skills? Could you compete in this sort of generation with, they've got video games, they've got just all this different mindset of where they're going?
The only way to do what you're doing is do it. In other words, if you want to golf, you got to golf every day. You can't learn in a studio. Racing's the same way as far as I'm concerned. And you know what I mean? You watch it, you know where the track is and stuff. You get to the racetrack, everything is different. Everything. Surroundings are different, the cars are different, screens are different, and most of your deals that you see on the screen is flat screen. It's not 3D. So it's hard to get the depth perception. And what makes a good driver is knowing that depth, not how to turn the wheel or all that, but knowing the depth perception of what he's coming up on.
What's one of the major changes that you faced in your career that you would say, I am never going to wear a 5-point seat belt, or I'm not going to have a roll cage. That window net that I invented, I'm putting that thing back down.
You got to figure, my dad was the first one to put a roll bar in a cup car, okay? And we was one of the first ones to ever run winter nets after I had a bad wreck in 1970 at Darlington. My arm flew out the window, so NASCAR started mandating that. So anything that improves safety, we've done some of it, but we follow suit. watch a wreck and see it. What can I do to make it safer for my driver? And that's what everybody does. NASCAR's been doing a real heck of a good job for that.
I would imagine with the death of Dale Earnhardt, from your perspective, the advance in safety and technology in NASCAR just skyrocketed. It went bonkers, and I bet you were just like, I'm sorry that someone had to lose their life, but the safety that came out of that death is incredible.
Well, you know, nothing's ever going to be 100% safe, okay? And you got to look at the cars that we're running today are so much smaller than the cars that I used to drive. I mean, I used to put my hand out the window and had all you could see was my hand. And now going down the straightaway, they see your shoulder. That's how small the cars are. So they had to improve the safety of the cars because there wasn't anything to give except the bodies and the people. So you know, all in all, it's just been a whole lot better.
Richard, we do a lot of work with General Tire, and I know Petty's Garage is tied in with General Tire, and the advancement of that tire in the ARCA series is incredible, what General Tire's done.
Yeah, they've done a heck of a job because, you know, they run a couple of dirt tracks, but they run small asphalt deals. They run Daytona, they run Talladega, so they got their tire market down pretty good. We had, I guess, got Goodyear in the Cup Series, but Goodyear can't hardly take care of the Cup Series with their race and stuff. So then it comes back down to somebody like General Tire, Continental Tire, whatever. You know, they come in and they say, okay, we can do this. And they, again, like you said, they've done a heck of a job, and they have very few tire problems if the drivers do it right.
Before we let you go, I have to say it was so cool to see you joining Kyle and everybody on the Kyle Petty charity ride. That was a great family moment for you guys. The picture of you guys in the Grand Canyon.
Oh yeah, that was a great deal. We was there, you know, 5, 6, 7 days, 1,500 miles on the motorcycle, but we was able to stop and spend time looking at the scenery and stuff. So it was a great day, and they raised a lot of money for Victory Junction Camp, and that's what it was all about.
Richard, thanks for doing this, buddy.
Okay, man. Thank you, guys.
I can hear you now.
Okay.